Hello, dear students. It's me, Dr. Mazhar Ali, your course instructor. I welcome you all to course Introduction to Computers in Management. In this course, I will conduct the lectures, will give you the assignments and conduct the practical labs. And on basis of those labs, I give you the projects, and you have to present your assignments and projects in form of the PowerPoint presentations. So the course assessment will be on the sessional exams, uh, assignments, quizzes, projects, presentations. And the marks distribution will be 25% for the sessional marks, including the assignments, quizzes, projects, presentations, and 25% the marks for the mid-semester examination, and 50% marks for the final semester assignments. Um, uh, I require from you that when you watch this lecture, you must read the related material and also watch again and make the notes on the book. And don't be hesitate. Um, Perform the experiments, do what you want on your system, and just make the notes and other practical work without any hesitation. You may do. This will not affect your system as well. I need your introduction. So explain yourself, your name, your experiences, skills in the message box, uh, that I can know that what is the uh, ideas of the students of mine and what type of experience you hold. So now I'm going to discuss to you the computers. How a computer is a machine. So the machines are basically man-made things that make our work easy. What type of the machine? You look at your home. Uh, there are different types of the machine. So we use many types of machines in our daily life. Um, uh, like for example, you are using the cellular phone or mobile phone. It in your home there is a washing machines, fridge, juicers, televisions, sewing machines, and etc. You use the laptops, computers, and several other machines, even the motorbikes, cars, wristwatches, and so on. So there are several types of the machines which are used by human time to time regarding to solve the problems. So computer is also a machine, but a very smart machine that makes work easy as it can do so many things very fast. Means computer solves the real world problems. So a computer can solve sums, I mean, even the complex sums. It helps you to listen to music if you want to listen the music, watch the videos. Computer help you, and it helps you to play the games. You may play different type of the games on the computer. It helps to write something what you want. Either essays, histories, your profile, biography, or poetry, and or your applications or your office work helps you. Even you may draw different pictures on the computers. It helps to perform various types of business transaction even, and to solve the several real world problems and several things. So computer help you in solving all the problems which are related to you and offices, organizations, and so on. Our topic, our subject is basically computer in management or the computer applications in the business. So before introducing the computer machine, I just take you that what are the computer applications in the business. So I will not tell you all the applications, but the broader or the insignificant applications. So the business communication is also important application computer that is that is solved. The computer may help in a business communication. Uh, for the communication problems. Because business communication is the process of sharing information between people within and outside company. So nowadays, business companies use email, live chat systems, data centers, and other online meeting tools such as video conferencing systems as the principal means of communication. So the computer help the business organization or the employees of the business organization in conducting a very good business communication. Another is the inventory management that is also very important because it refers to the process of ordering, storing, using, and selling a company's inventory. So the inventory management system basically track the quality of each item a company maintains, triggering an order of additional stock when the quantities fall below a predetermined amount. So computer systems or computer applications help the business organization in managing the inventories. Another application is the CRM, means the customer relationship management. So CRM is the combination of practices, strategies, and technologies that companies use to manage and analyze the customers. So because the CRM systems stores every interaction a company has with the customer for future reference, the customers has a better uh, reference or customer is a better even the more focused experience and the company benefits from improved productivity. Payroll systems is also computers application that facilitate organization in managing the salaries and loans and all related systems. So a payroll system is a software to automate the payroll process. So this system can be integrated with the leave and attendance tracking systems and employees self-service portal and used to keep track of employees' working hours, calculate salaries, calculate taxes, and deduction, prevent pay slip, etc. So this is also computer application. Computer data management is also computer application because computer perform very good role in data management. So data management is basically the practice of collecting, keeping, and using data security efficiently and cost effectively. Same digital advertisement. This is the digital era we are live in the age of uh, digital or computer or in the globalization. So digital advertising is the communication made by a company to advertise and promote its brand product or service using various platforms and digital channels. So for example, if you look at the social media, you may uh, see the different and various advertisements on the right side. Even you may see on the online newspapers, online YouTube channels, even the electronic based online televisions, and so on. So these facilities are also provided by the computer systems. Management information system, commonly called the MIS, it's a very significant application of computer systems that help the organization uh, for decision making and other coordination, control analysis, and visualization of information. So it also enable organization to take a very good decisions and analyze the all processings of the organization. HRM or the human resource management is also computer application that is the practice of recruiting, hiring, deploying, and managing an organization. So employees. So this computer application helps the organization to automate the system is automatically you may your organization may advertise and get the applications and conduct the written test as well as interview and appoint the employees. Online business or the online shopping is also a facility that is provided by the computer system. So online business is a commonly called the e-business is any kind of business or commercial transaction that includes sharing information across the internet. So we will discuss these all applications in detail in the coming lectures. Today, just I give you the introduction. That is a very basic introduction. So as I told you, all these things are provided by the computer systems. Now the computer system brought a revolution in the world in making the bird into a globe in a global village. So what is a computer? As I told you in my early slide, that computer is a machine that makes the work easy, that makes the user easy to do any job on the computer. Because manual job take more time, and there is a chance of error. If you manually solve the problem, there are several chances of errors. But when you same problems you are doing on the computer systems, there is no chance of the error because computer give you the accurate result. So a computer system is an electronic device. That is an electronic device. If you look at your laptop or computer system or a mobile phone, you may observe that it is an electronic device that is operating under the control of software that can accept the data, means the input from the user. What you are user, I'm user. What you input to the computer, computer accept it and manipulate the data. That is the processing, means process that inserted data and produce the information. That is the output. So generally, the term is used to describe a collection of devices that function together as a system. Means when all the input devices, processing devices, output devices, storage devices are connected to each other within a uh, walls, then it is called the computer system. So, dear students, look at these devices. These are some devices of the computer which I am going to show to you. So, for example, this is the screen. You may call it the monitor. This is the monitor. And this is the keyboard, very significant part of the computer because keyboard is the significant source of input. And this is the printer. That is also significant part because we may get output in hard copy through the printer. However, we may get the output in the soft copy through the monitor. And these are the speakers. So speakers are also output devices which help us in giving the output of any sound, music, or so on. This is a scanner, that is the input device by which we scan different documents. Camera, this is also input devices. Headphone, that is the output devices, but this mic is the input device. This is the mouse, that is also important. This is the pointing device, and it comes within the category of input devices. This is a system box, and here system box is consisted of the storage devices, processing devices, motherboard, memory, and so on. So these all systems are connected through this system. Now, question arises: What does the computer? What does the computer do? Means what are the functions of computer? So computers can perform four general operations. That is called the IPOS. Remember this term. I will ask. Number one, input means this I stands for input, and P, process, means this P stands for process. O means this O stands for output, and this S stands for storage. So this is called the IPOS. Now, I shown you the input sources like the keyboard, mic, camera, and so on. Process the CPU that process the input data, means we input data from here, and then it come here to processor, and the processor process that inputted data and gives the output. And if you want, that output may be stored for the future usage. So these are the four important processes or parts of the computer system. Without these systems, computer may not be completed. Even you look at your mobile phone, you input the data, voice or something, and that is processed, and then you get the output. And then if you want, you may store that. our permanent view. So what we input? We input the data. When we input, that is the data. Now all computer processing requires data. Now what is data? Data is basically collection of the raw facts, figures, and symbols. So when you input the data in text form, that is also data. When you input the data in figures, that is also data. And when you input the symbols, that is also the data. So, for example, you are inputting the numbers, that is data, words, that is data, images, that is data, video, that is data, and sound. So, these all things are basically data. These words, numbers, images, videos, and sound, these all is the data. And what I told you, data is a collection of raw facts, figures, and symbols. Means it cannot give you the complete meaning or described or the sensible meaning. When we input, that is not the complete, that is the totally raw. But after the manipulation, after the processing, when computer perform the process on the data, then information is created in form of the output that comes on your screen. For example, what you see this? This is the information. But when I wrote this data, that was the data. So after the processing our computer, this system has processed this, and this is the output of my input. What you see here, this is the output of my input, what I inputted here. So I get the information in form of output. So what is the information? Information is basically uh, organized, meaningful, and useful. That give you complete sense of understanding. Data cannot give you. So information can also be stored in the computer storage for future use. Now, again, I give you example. For example, 2 plus 2. Can you get any sense of understanding? No, because 2 plus 2, what is it? That is the raw data. That is the data because it does not give you the sense of understanding. But when you perform the processing, when computer manipulate it, then it give you the complete sense of understanding. 4, 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. So 4 is the basically information. 4 is the information. So a taste that give you that does not give you the sense of understanding or numbers or images is called the data, and when it give you the sense of understanding, it is called the information. So information comes after some specific processing, and this is the computer. The basic meaning of computer means to calculate something. So when we input the data, when we input anything, the computer calculates it through the processor. And then it gives us the output in form of information. So why is a computer so powerful? Because it has the ability to perform the processing with amazing speed. You see, if I give you the complex problem, you may take us much time, but computer will give you output in a nanoseconds or in seconds. So computer perform the processing in high speed or amazing speed that gets a very little time. But manually, we may take a more time. Human takes more time. So computer is faster than the human. That's why computer is called a powerful machine. Another is the reliability. There is a reliability. What you input, you get that. Means data is a reliable. What you want, you may get the output. So it is a reliable. And also it is a accurate. Means there is a accuracy. For example, you are inputting 2 plus 2. So output will be 4, not the 5 or 3 or 6. No. And if you are inputting 2 multiplied by 2, so it will be 4, or 2 multiplied by 3, so it will be 6. But if you are inputting 2 plus 3, it will be 5. So that is the accuracy. Computer give you accurate result. However, human is error. If human may make several errors in the calculation, but computer can't. Computer has the ability to store huge amount of data and information on permanent basis, since human cannot. So this thing also make the computer powerful. You may store your several books, several calculations, several images, videos, which you cannot store in your mind. So this is also attribute of computer that make it powerful. And ability to communicate with other computers means uh, you may communicate to your friends, relatives, family members, and other office colleagues and your officers, bosses through your system. For example, you are making call on WhatsApp. That is what is that? That is also computer. So you connect yourself to others. Even you may connect to your friends through the laptop, through the email, through the voice messages, through the video calls, and so on. So these are the abilities of computers which make them the powerful. Now another question arises: how does a computer know what to do? This is a very important very important question. How computer can know what I have to do? So it must be given a detailed list of instructions that is called the program. For example, your guardian asks you to do this, or your father or your big brother asks you to do this. Now, they give you the instructions to do this same. A user give instruction to computer to do this, for example, 2 plus 2. That is the instruction which is given to computer to perform the calculation. Even you may perform the algebraic mathematical problems and others. So program, it is called the program or computer program. So a computer program is a basically set of instructions that is given to computer to perform any operation or perform any process. So computer perform on the input on basis of the instruction. So if you are writing in the MS Word, computer will get instruction that I have to write and the text will form and give output accordingly. But if you input the mathematical data with the operators, computer will get that I have to perform calculations and so on. So computer do the job through the programs or the instructions. So these programs are developed by the computer programmers or software engineers. Before processing a specific job, the computer program corresponding to the that job must be stored in a memory. Now, I tell you that what is the memory in the coming slide. So once the program is stored in the memory, the CPU or the central processing unit can start the operation by executing the program instructions one after the other. Means whatever, if you are inputting the 5 lines, computer will perform the processing on each line. So one by one, it solves the problem. This is the answer of this question, that how does the computer know what to do? So computer solves the problems, perform the processing according to the program, that in which program, if you are inputting data in calculator, that will be the calculation program. If you are inputting data in MS Word, that will be the writing program. If you are inputting the data in MS Excel, that will be the calculation and tabulating problems and so on and so in the database and other things. So it solves the problems according to program, and the computer program is a basically set of instructions. Another question, because why I wrote here the question, because these are the question in minds of the students. What are the primary components of a computer? What are the parts of the computer? So these are the parts. Number one, input devices. This is the significant part, because if there are no input devices, how will you input the data? How will you insert the data? So input devices is the first part of the computer. For example, the keyboard, mouse, mic, these are the input devices. Then the central processing unit called the CPU. Now it's in a sequence. First, you will input the data, then central processing unit or CPU will process on that inputted data. Then the output, then the memory. Now memory is the place where we store the data. And then the output devices, which give you the result of these inputted data. Then storage devices where we store the data on permanent basis. In memory, we store the data on temporary basis. But in the storage devices, we store the data on permanent basis. So these are some significant or important part of the computer systems. So look here, we input the data, it comes to the memory. And now memory commonly called the RAM. If you even in your mobile phone, in your computer, that comes to the RAM. Then it go to the central processing unit called the CPU. Now CPU is the two parts, control unit and arithmetic and logical unit. So control unit control all the operations processing. So it take data and send to the arithmetic and logical unit. Now arithmetic, you know, that is the uh, calculations, and logical, that performs on the logic for the and or not, greater than, and smaller than, and so on. And when the process is done, then it is sent to the output devices, and you get the output. And then if you want, it is stored in the hard disk or the CD-ROM or flash or so on. So this is the uh, structure of the computer along with its parts: input devices, processing devices, memory, storage, and output. Now I show you some input devices like the keyboard, mouse, microphone, are commonly called the mic, and flash drive. So, as I told you, keyboard is the basic and significant of part of the computer. This is an input device. Keyboard has about 101 to 105 keys, which are consisted of the alphabetic numbers, so, and some symbols, functions, and so on, which help you in inserting the data or calling some functions or inputting the numbers and so on. Second is mouse. Mouse is a input device, but it is a basically the pointing device by which we point out. For example, I point out this keyboard, mouse, microphone. So I point out this. So this help you in pointing out the data or elements of the data. Also, mouse help you in performing some functions when you stop the cursor at anywhere you may do something or perform the actions or call some menus. Mouse help you in that. We will discuss these all topics in detail in the coming lectures. Microphone, commonly called the mic, is also input device by which we input the voice. And flash drive is storage device that is a portable by which you may move data from one place to another place. Before the flash drive, there was floppy disk, but now no one is using that. So that technology is expired. Then CD compact discs drives were using. Nowadays, those are also about to expire. So flash drive replace these things. Processing unit or the central processing unit, also called the CPU, contains the electronic circuits that cause processing to occur. So CPU interprets the instructions, it means the program or instructions which are given to the processor to perform the order or perform the job. So these instructions are coming from the software. So there is a logical and arithmetic processing operations and causes the input and output operations to occur. So it is considered the brain of the computer because all the operations are done here at the CPU. Another part is memory. Memory is basically of two types. So one is the random access memory, commonly called the RAM. So RAM is basically temporary memory that vanish out the data when process is finished, or computer is a shutdown, or mobile is a shutdown, or when you reboot the system. So it is the main memory of the computer because all the inserted data, inputted data goes to the RAM. So it consists of electronic components that store data, including the numbers, letters, of alphabet, graphics, sound, images, and so on. So any information stored in the RAM is lost when the computer is turned off or reboot or restarted. So RAM is also called the primary memory. Second type of memory is read-only memory, commonly called the ROM. ROM is not uh, ROM does not vanish out the data, but it stores the instructions on permanent basis. ROM is a memory that is etched on a chip that has startup directions for your computer. Means it is etched on the motherboard of your computer system. So it is a permanent memory. There are instructions how to boot the system, how to reboot the system, how to shut down the system, and how to download the operating system and come to the desktop and so on. So all the instructions of the computer system and all the information of uh, parts of the computer systems are available in the ROM. Then output devices. Output devices are also important because by these devices we get the output. So output devices make the information resulting from the processing available for use. There are two types of output devices commonly used. These are the printers and monitors. So printers produces a hard copy whom we can touch, and the computer screens or monitors produce a soft copy whom we cannot touch but just observe and see and watch. Storage devices are the auxiliary storage, also called the secondary memory. These devices are used to store the data when they are not being used in the memory. Means when processes are done and output is given to the user, then if user want it, that output may be stored. So that will be stored in the storage devices like hard disk, flash drive, and so on. So the most common types of auxiliary storage used on the computers are the flash drives, hard disks, and the CD-ROM drives. This is the example of the hard disk. If you look here, this is the hard disk. So a hard disk is basically secondary storage memory or auxiliary storage device. Consists of rigid metal plates. These are the plates. These are the plates coated with the metal oxide material that allows data to be magnetically recorded on the surface of the platters. So these are the platters where data is stored. So when we store the data is stored here in the sectors. There are sectors, tracks, and so on. I will discuss to you in coming lectures in detail. The hard disk platter means this one spins at a high rate of speed. So this is the central point that is connected to the motor, and the hard disk spins around typically 5,400 to 7,200 RPM or revolutions per minute. Then the compact disc. So compact disc, also called an optical disc, is a flat round portable storage medium that is usually 4.75 inch in diameter. This one. So CD, commonly called. So a CD-ROM, a ROM basically read-only memory, is a compact disc that used the same laser technology as audio CDs for recording music. So in addition, it can contain other types of data such as the text, graphics, and videos. So this that part was the hardware part. Another part of the computer is the software part that gives the instructions to computer processor to do any job. So computer software is the key to productive use of computers. So software can be categorized into two types. Number one is the system software. Second is application software. An operating system is a part of system software that tells the computer system how to perform the functions of loading, storing, and executing an application, and how to transfer data. So this is a very important. Without operating system, no computer can run, because input devices, output devices, processors, and all the computer is controlled. Computer parts are controlled by operating system. So it is a connected. to the user through application software, and it is also connected to hardware, and it also gives the output to the user. Another type of software is application software that is connected to the user. So application software is what users work with and consisted of programs that tell a computer how to produce information. So this is application software is connected to the user on one side, and second side it is connected to the operating system. So application software is not connected to hardware directly, but it is connected only to operating system and to user. So some of the more commonly used packages of the application software of the, for example, word processing, commonly called MS Word, spreadsheets, databases, presentation graphics, and video applications, audio applications, and several other applications. So, for example, this is a word processing of MS Word. It is used to create and print documents. We may create applications, writers, and different things on the MS Word. And this is a spreadsheets, commonly called the Excel. So these are the electronic spreadsheets. Software allows the user to aid, subtract, and perform user-defined calculations on rows and columns of numbers. So this application commonly used for the accounting purpose. When you maintain the accounts or some your expenses or some records, you may use the Excel. Databases are very much important. So these allows the user to enter, retrieve, and update data in an organized and efficient manner, with the flexible inquiry and reporting capabilities. So, for example, NADRA is an important, significant example of the database, and several others. So what do you use? Social media and other applications. There is a database in behind these applications. So where we store our complete information, and we may retrieve anytime. And PowerPoint for the presentations. So presentation graphic software allows the user to create documents called slides. For example, when you will be given assignments, you will present in a written form, as well as if I ask, you may present the outputs of your work in the presentation form. So PowerPoint help you in presenting your job, your work, your research work, your other work to your organizations and customers, suppliers, and so on. This is a very important application for presentation your skills. So, dear students, thank you very much for watching this lecture. Next lecture will also be on the introduction. We will describe the types of computers, some other parts, and then we will go step by step. And hope in this complete course you will get a lot to understand the computer systems. Take care. We'll meet you on coming Saturday.